So how many classes are there?
I was gonna tell you. Slight spoiler. Slight spoiler here. I have looked this much up in advance. 7th class is in fact the final class. So we are now on the final chapter of the game. And I guess this is it. I guess this is gonna be the whole...
This is gonna reveal how I was right that Mr. Nanaki was the big bad all along.
Yes, of course.
No, okay, fine. I'm not so stubborn in my opinion that I can't admit when I was wrong. So Mr. Nanaki probably wasn't the big bad from what I can tell right now. But there's still something wrong with him, okay?
Sure. No, I hear you. Now, I'm just gonna sort of soften the blow here a bit in that, like, we've talked about this before, the content creator Plague of Gripes has talked about this. We like Plague.
Plague has talked about the pigeon game?
No, but he has talked about the differences between Japanese storytelling and Western storytelling. Where Japanese storytelling is way more about conveying a mood or conveying an emotion, whereas Western storytelling is more about conveying a narrative. So the idea of Western storytelling is that you are supposed to learn something, or you're supposed to just see something from beginning to end, and just like everything is supposed to wrap up neatly or whatever. It's got to have a logical conclusion to everything. Japanese storytelling isn't always as concerned with that, which means that it's quite common in Japanese storytelling to have like unanswered plot points, or just threads that don't go anywhere, or things that are just half-baked ideas, because once it has done what it's supposed to do, which is convey an emotion, like the actual sort of like ending of it, or like just closing it out, it's not as important in that way of telling a story as it would be to us.
Like, I can understand that if you were raised in that kind of like framework and setting or whatever, or raised to think that that is how it's supposed to go, that you like that, and that you like that better than whatever traditional Western storytelling. But the thing is, for me, it kind of falls flat that way, because if it makes no sense at all, and if the actions of the characters make no sense at all, then it's never going to evoke an emotion in me, you know?
Well,
in me. But that's me. It's like,
yes and no, because he talked about it in the context of Dark Souls, which is interesting to him, because Dark Souls is the setting is Western fantasy, but the storytelling is Eastern.
Yeah, but Dark Souls to me is very different from this, because Dark Souls leaves it up to you to figure out the story, right? They tell you things, but they never tell you it's like this or that.
They tell you an incomplete story.
Huh?
They tell you an incomplete
story. Yes,
story.
but it's deliberately incomplete, and you're supposed to make up the rest of it for yourself, right? And I can live with that. This tells you what the story is, except for the parts where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that's not the same thing.
No, but both are symptoms of the same sort of idea, or the same sort of way of telling a story.
Depending on like it's like reading a book, right? I don't need you to describe the character in detail to me, and sometimes doing that, or watching a movie adaptation where it takes away the part where I can read whatever I want into that, takes away from the experience for me. So I'm okay with not having details and being able to fill them in myself in a setting where I don't necessarily have to have all the details, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a difference for me whether it's like you get a part of a story, but it's open enough that you can make up the stuff in between for yourself, versus, look, there's, okay, let's rephrase it. I want to backtrack a bit.
Okay.
I think if done well, either works.
Yes.
This game is not an example of good writing either way.
Well, it's not an example of bad writing either, because I have read some Japanese stuff that has like legitimately bad writing. All I'm saying is that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if there are plot points that are not fully addressed. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing about the Hawk Party and the Dove Party and what's actually going on, or everything about the dome and whatnot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that just doesn't actually get any sort of meaningful conclusion. Like, the whole thing about the scarecrow, and then it turns out that, oh, it's got the brain of Shell in it, and then now it's dead anyway. Dumb. It's like, that whole thing with the scarecrow, it never went anywhere. It was never sort of like an integral part of the story. They threw it in there, because I guess they needed to have like a scary monster or something, or just something to drive the story forward. But it's a pretty good example of like just, oh no, it's conveying a feeling. You get the feeling of stress or dread or the unknown or whatnot. Its
primary purpose was that it leads up to you like just electroshocking what's left of Shell. And then being horrified by your own actions. That's what I kind of got out of that one. But
that's it. Just you could have just as well just taken that whole thing out of the story, and nothing would have been like functionally different about it. The scarecrow doesn't add anything to the story.
Yeah. In any case, it's not great writing. Let's just.
But it's not bad writing either. Okay, it's. Something about this game is
awful.
Something about this game is oddly compelling, and you can't tell me that it's not.
It's not awful. It's mediocre. Can we agree on that?
Sure, it is.
Okay.
But what do you like? I'm gonna say that visual novels as a genre.
Yeah.
You have to wade through a lot of shit to find nuggets of acceptable.
You're looking at it from that perspective. I'm looking at it from a perspective of someone who never plays games like these. And who has some standards when it comes to the stories of her games. Because, look, you've heard me sit through David Cage games.
Yeah.
I give them shit because they deserve it. I'm not gonna sit here and not give this shit where it deserves it, even though.
But we have derived more entertainment. Well, no. David Cage games are a certain kind of entertainment. It's the mystery science theater kind of entertainment. We laugh at how bad the writing is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that like
this is different.
This is different.
I certainly appreciate the weirdness but it's like.
But the thing
it's
about
actually in the same category of David Cage games where I actually don't want to play another one.
Well, what I like about this game is that like on its surface it's mocking the genre because like, oh, it's a visual novel, but everyone's a pigeon. But then when you actually start playing the game, the story kinda in a way just takes itself seriously.
Takes itself seriously, yes.
Yeah, it's not played as a joke. It's just that everyone's a pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's time that we start trekking down this final road.
Let's figure out where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do it. You have to summon your inner Shuu one last time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's the easiest accent out of all of them for me.
Because it's your normal. It's just your normal voice.
Yes, exactly. Like whenever I talk like this, like I'm talking right now, this is actually me pretending.
Exactly.
It's like me pretending like I don't have like an ultra strong Austrian accent.
It's like Dr. House.
Oh yeah, he's British.
He's I listened to him in real life. He's super British. It's like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
In just interviews, it's like, wait, you're British?
Yeah, but their American accents are better than mine, so.
Yeah.
But that's because they don't have the disadvantage of not being a native speaker in the first place.
That's because Hollywood likes hiring British actors with American accents or fake American accents better than they like hiring American actors, because guess what? British actors are better. They're better actors because they're actually sort of like classically trained actors, whereas Americans are just on. I'm not gonna say on average, but I'm gonna say like just. I'm gonna say British acting schools are probably better than American acting schools.
America has some pretty renowned acting schools.
Of course,
I think like Juilliard or what they're called. So I think it's just that there are also a lot of people who got to be famous stars of acting, not through acting talent, but looks or something. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, they still have the advantage, whether they're British or American, that their native language is English, which mine isn't.
Okay.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Neither is yours.
Now do your Shuu.
I think we do well anyway. Alright.
Yeah.
I shall do my Shuu.
Do it.
Also, Do you know, it's not spelled like that, but... Oh my god, I was about to say something really dumb.
What?
I was like, we spell it differently, but do you know what the word Shuu means in German? And then...
Are you gonna say that it means shoe?
Yes.
Wow, really? Who'da thunk it?
I'm sorry.
That the word shoe means shoe.
I forgot that it's also the same word in English until I almost said it aloud.
I like how we started this recording session by Anna just saying like, hey, you know what? It would be nice if we just sort of like, you know, got along with the game and just like not got sidetracked with just talking about something else for like an hour or so. And then you have been doing that.
Oh. Okay. When your father died,
there you go.
My world was altered. One might say that this influence over me grew after
He's so
death.
obsessed with death.
Both for good and for ill.
This is Ryota.
Kawara Ryuji. All I can recall of him now is his voice and the color of his wings.
The odor of his wings. Wait, what?
What?
No, I'm joking.
He rarely returned home, always leaving Mother and me alone. You did this to carry out my father's will?
Yeah, you see, as a nice gesture to your father, I thought that I would infect his son with a terminal disease. Right?
I guess. You misunderstand. This was not just a parting kindness between colleagues.
Kindness? I murdered your son, now say thank you.
Yeah. I doubt that there's anyone in this world with a stronger sense of duties than mine.
Because let's face it, Ryota's fucked now, right?
Yeah.
He has been infected with the mega plague.
Yeah, but for humans.
For
not
humans,
birds.
but Shuu also said that it fucks with your brain to have this. So like Ryota will over time go crazy.
Like the way that I understood it is really that the process of infecting them and all the experience he was doing on them was fucking with them, not the disease itself.
Possibly.
You know how when you make someone like a living lab rat, they go cuckoo? Not because of the disease itself, but because of the conditions they've been treated in. And like he's kind of been gaslighting Ryota like a lot. That's about to that's and like also I also think that he might be wrong about that in the first place, because he was like, oh, I should have known that would like drive them crazy and fuck with their mental health. But to me, actually, like Nageki's actions of suicide in this case was perfectly logical. That's not necessarily a thing of I'm depressed. It's I have to save the world from myself. And Shuu is just like, I don't understand.
What a madman.
I have given you this gift, and you complete mad person who must have been driven insane, just go off and kill yourself. What is wrong with you?
Pretty much.
So, you know.
Yeah, so you might be wrong about that.
However, for thought.
I see two things ahead here. I see two possibilities.
Yeah.
Possibility number one is that this story has to end with Ryota dying, because now that he has the plague, he pretty much in order to save humanity, he'd have to do the same thing that Nageki did.
Yeah.
That's possibility number one.
Mm-hmm.
Possibility number two, hear me out. Dr. Shuu redemption arc. Where Dr. Shuu will now instead become a hero by inventing a cure for the disease. And everyone loves him in the end. We'll see. I'm just guessing here. I just know my Japan, okay? Here we go.
Alright. This was his final challenge for me, and you see the result. But your refusal is hardly rational.
No, it's very rational.
Yeah. I was trying only to grant your wish, and had you but accepted, it would be so.
No, it's the monkey's paw. We've talked about this. That was not his wish.
Are you dissatisfied with something? A world without strife, where no one will have a loved one stolen from them? That is the world I wish for. I never asked for a world where the human race is killed.
Oh, well, you should have specified.
Yeah, really. Be more specific in your wishes.
Oh my god. Gaslighting even harder.
No, it's victim blaming.
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
your fault that your instructions were unclear.
Yeah. A pity that you did not say so 8 years ago.
Go fuck yourself.
Truly. What absurd contract was this? There is no power in prayer. I should have never met you. What? Doctor, my wish ends today.
You know, his wish. The prayer.
Yeah, I know, but it's still silly. Father is no longer in this world. There is no reason for you to chase after his final will anymore. But the fact that he's no longer in this world, making that wish his final wish, is actually why he's doing that. So saying he's dead, you can stop, doesn't make sense. Whatever. Ho 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 ho. Ha ha ha. Please click. Does this mean you are sympathizing with me? No? Oh, how I have fallen. I can feel his pitying gaze even now. Very well. The contract ends today. And I must admit defeat.
Sure. Oh boy. It is not over yet. We must open the gate of Tartarus in the depths of the abyss. What does that mean?
Hell.
We
only have about 10 minutes until the humans come in from above. What a weird thing for a pigeon to be worried about, the humans coming in from above. Isn't it usually the other way around?
I see you are still alive, gentlemen.
Ooh.
Mr. Lawan.
And even in this setting, he has that music.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lawan.
I bring with me all those who had taken refuge in the gym. Now all of us are down here in the basement.
So we can infect ourselves with this virus.
Whoa, that's like something out of a science fiction movie. That was built by MIBs.
Is this like Men in Black?
Yeah, I guess. Rad.
Well, I guess nobody's panicking anyway.
Mr. Shirogane, I will recover Sakazaki's body before I leave. Have no fear.
That's not what I was worrying about, but okay.
Yuya's body, that's still probably in Dr. Shu's office then.
Yeah, but no one was really thinking about that right now, were they?
No.
I am grateful to you.
Sure.
Sakuya might have been, but...
The exit is no doubt activated by the vital signs of the researchers who work here.
No doubt. Correct. Do not fear. I shall lead you to it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we won. The doctor is even creepier when he's being cooperative.
Oh, okay, you're helping us now, or you stopped trying to kill us, so we're just all following you.
You're part of the gang now.
Oh my god. I do not base my actions on foolish pride or emotion. I carried out an experiment, and I have now obtained the result. I have nothing more to gain or lose here.
Can someone just kill him, please?
Yeah, honestly. Just like shove his body in front of the door opener or something, and then... Ugh. Is that everyone? Thank God. Javigo Kavara, can you stand? Yeah.
But you have the plague.
But... we need to bring Berkvi with us.
Yes, the still burning brain.
It smells kind of like bacon.
Well, I think everyone else has gone outside.
Like outside where?
I mean, still inside the dome.
Okay. Doctor, I shall not forget what has taken place here. Once we are outside, I shall see that you face judgment. Your words are haughty and immature as always. I have already conceded defeat.
Yeah.
There is nothing more for us to discuss. All is well now. I said the same.
God, it's just... Can't let Sakuya get anything.
Right. I feel so sorry for him. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like...
It's like that image of... It's like a meme image. With like, it's a box of donuts. And there's like a hole in the side of the box. And there's like a rat that has scurried inside. And it's like eaten all of the donuts. And he's just lying in a corner of the box. Just so fat. And we just donut all over him. And the text, like it's an actual photograph. And the text is just like, do with me what you must. I have already won.
It wasn't an opossum? I think I remember it.
Probably an opossum.
Oh boy. Do as you please. If you can.
Jesus. You're not exactly...
I will indeed remember my face, villain. At least someone who remembers that he's an asshole and a bad guy, right?
Ow!
Well, who knows? I find you uninteresting, so I may well forget.
Remember this face. I won't. I won't remember your face.
I must think carefully about my plans once I am outside. I still have much research to...
That's a gunshot.
Yes.
Oh.
Did they finally shoot Shuu?
Who did it?